Hello, and welcome to Guaranteed Adventures, where the stories might change, but the adventure is guaranteed. I'm your GM, Seth, and going around the table, we've got...
Nathan playing Pete Grimsly.
Tim playing Gowpen the Goblin.
I'm the other Seth, playing Three-Fingered Truman.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I play Alvin Rivers.
And we are here in Rattlestead, where our protagonists, the Saltpeter Boys, now joined by their new goblin Tagaron, Gowpen.
It's me, Gowpen.
It's me, Gowpen.
Are leaving Talon's Run, leaving the mine at Talon's Run, having just seen Marshal Ida Collins approaching. So it is kind of midday right now, I believe. And what are you guys trying to do? Just run away? Are you trying to head anywhere?
Well, I think we wanted to head to Jagged Bend, right? Because then we find that you found
The deed.
Yes, you've got the deed to the general store of Jagged Bend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is also the town where the job went wrong.
Let's just head home, boys.
Right.
And by home, I mean
Let's head
where it all
back
started.
to
Jagged Bend?
the place.
Are we actually going to get paid this time?
I don't know, man.
I mean, we own a store now.
Apparently, yeah.
Wait a second. You guys own a store?
Yeah, right here.
So you show him the deed?
Yep.
You see the deed is signed over to... the deed is originally owned by Rivers Railroad Company and has been signed over to Trapper Gaines.
I don't want to make any assumptions because this is like goblin to goblin, but
Yeah.
you're not Trapper. You're not Trapper Gaines.
Oh, no, I'm not Trapper.
No. Okay.
No, rest in peace.
Okay, so you guys are headed out of the mine just as Marshal Collins is coming in. So you cleanly miss her line of sight. As you go out, she comes in, and you've got a free shot to the open road. Are you just booking it?
I think we book it.
Yeah.
Marshall.
Yeah, it takes hours. It takes a few hours of riding along the trail, and the sun. You pass dinner time, and the sun's starting to go down by the time you're approaching Jagged Bend. Do you want to try to do anything along the way?
I don't need to do anything.
Are
I
we-
mean,
Anybody need to go to the bathroom?
Well, now that you mentioned it.
well, I think I would talk to Gowpen and just be like, so you owe us a debt.
Yes, because you saved my life. Thank you so much again for that. You are also wonderful human beings and creatures of much generosity and thinking of others.
I mean, I see you paying the debt two different ways. You could either
Okay.
save our lives. Who wants that?
Okay.
Or you could just give us some money right now.
I mean, I don't have any money on me. That's
Okay.
like
So you're going to choose the hard route.
weighs
Got
down
it.
these pockets. Yeah. Well, I thought that I could like chronicle your guys' story, right? Because I'm a licensed chronicle person and everything, and so I could write your story, spread it with the world, and tell everybody of you all. And I don't remember any of your names, but that's okay. I'll just make them up as I go along because people change names and stories anyway. So.
You're licensed? Show me your license.
Oh, and he reaches into his bag and pulls out a very thickly laminated license that says...
In a Western. Laminated in a Western.
In a Western, yes.
Wow.
You got to use every part of the buffalo.
Yes. Very clearly stamped on there, official chronicler guild, and it says Gowpen underneath it.
I'm going to memorize this. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I mean, I laminated it myself, so...
So are you a licensed laminator as well?
I have a minor in lamination.
Lamination?
What, in lamination?
That is amazing. I've never met a licensed chronicler and a minor laminator.
Well, I guess, to be fair, it is a very small guild. And so it's,
How big is this guild?
that's not important. All that is important is I have the laminated card.
Oh,
Okay.
It kind of is important. We need to know where you came from.
Well, I came from, the mine where you guys found me, right? That's all I think you need to know.
I just
Maybe.
want to know how many people are in your guild.
Oh, plenty. I mean, I think so. The head of our guild is actually.
Can I roll insight?
Okay.
I want to.
What are you trying to determine?
If he's lying,
Sure.
just one.
Do you have any traits that would help you with that?
I don't
You get
remember.
2 as base.
I don't remember.
I think you did take something.
did.
Yeah.
Totally did.
Totally.
Kyle's here without his character sheet tonight.
2 successes.
All right.
Nice.
You accurately understand whatever Tim's going to tell you.
Yeah, so definitely you realize that it is a small guild. Like it's much smaller.
Is it just him?
No, it's not
Okay.
just him.
That's what I was trying to get at. If it was just a guild he made up.
It's not just him, but it's definitely like
Okay.
he is the driving force behind the guild.
Okay. I was hoping it was just he like made up his own little guild.
No.
Pete and Truman, while they're discussing this, who would be more perceptive between Pete or Truman?
Probably me.
Yeah, probably Truman.
Okay, Truman, while they're discussing that, you notice that you kind of come to the top. You're kind of coming up a hill, and you notice kind of up on another hill, the next hill over, there is a single figure on the back of a horse. But you also know that this is like you'll cross this hill and you'll basically be at Jagged Bend. He's not doing anything. Just look. It seems to be an elf male, just
Is
sitting on
there
the
a
back of a horse.
tumbleweed that like goes past? In
You know
front
there
of him?
is. Yeah.
Is he looking at us or the
Yes, he's looking at the four of you.
Alvin? If you look over, I look at my fingers. I have 3 fingers on one, so I'm not sure
There's
how to
not
make the
there's
L.
a thumb missing on both of them.
I've never established which hand I'm 3-fingered on.
If you look up that one,
I just point. You go. There's a guy watching us.
wouldn't be the first time.
I'm gonna wave at him and say, "Hello, hey."
He definitely sees you waving and hears you yelling. He just kind of turns around and rides down out of sight.
Is it towards Jagged Bend?
Not quite. Basically, you're heading directly west to Jagged Bend, so he would be like on the south side of the road.
Well,
So he just kind of heads down south.
that was weird. On the Jagged Bend.
All right, let's go.
You crest the top of the hill, and the town becomes visible before you, and you can see at first glance that this town has seen better days. A large chunk of the town, apparently beginning with the bank that you guys tried to rob, has been burned down. And the rest of the houses, it looks like there's not a building in town that doesn't have a smashed window or a broken door. It's just, there's clearly been some vandalism. There's graffiti on the walls. And you don't immediately see anybody at town, even though, it's evening, it's early evening now. Normally there'd be people out and about, but there doesn't seem to be.
I don't mean to pass judgment at all, but this is your home? Yes?
No.
Origin stories
No.
happened here?
We just
No.
have a shop here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wait. You just have a shop here.
Yeah, we literally just showed you the deed.
Well, yeah, I get it, but I thought you would at least like have an apartment or something that you would stay at when you're running the shop. Or
We go wherever we need to go.
okay,
we are free riders.
Yep.
free ride. Ooh, I like that.
Thanks. Thought of it myself.
Are you guys riding to anywhere in particular in town?
Probably the tavern.
Sure. So you start riding up to the tavern, and as you get close, before you get close enough to dismount and tie your horses up, a handful of people bust out of the tavern. One of them points a rifle at Pete, and one points a rifle at Gowpen, and one points a shotgun just generally in the direction of the other two, of Alvin and Truman. And one with the rifle says, "All right, get on out of here, y'all. There's nothing left for you to take. You done took it all."
Galpin immediately cowers at the sight of someone pointing a rifle at him. Goes into fetal position. Don't shoot me, please.
Pete's just looking like, did I take something? Just like checking his pockets, like,
My
I
good
don't-
sirs, do we look like people that steal?
Yes. Actually, go ahead and give me a roll. Give me a roll.
Just one day?
You have 3 because you had charismatic or something along those lines.
That is one success.
The guy with the shotgun pointed your way kind of lowers the tip down a little bit and says, well, boss, we ain't usually seen people come in with them goblins before."
Them goblins?
Yeah, excuse me. And Galpin then stands up and says, "What do you mean by them goblins?"
Yeah, that is a very racist term, and we do not accept anyone making generalizations of people. Okay, goblins are people too. Goblins are people.
One of
sorry.
the guys with a rifle fires a shot directly over Galpin's head. Sit down, boy. Look, we've been, it's true, we ain't normally seen people coming in with the goblins. There's been a band of goblin desperados. You telling me you ain't had nothing to do with them?
This is
Nope.
my first time hearing about goblin desperados.
Trust
Do,
me, this
do
is
I
anything.
look like a goblin desperado?
Nah, you don't act like one neither.
Yes.
Does he
thank
look
you.
like a goblin desperado?
Yeah, he looks like a goblin desperado.
Where
What's with
is
all them
his
bags? What's in
poncho?
them bags, boy?
Bags, teeth. Don't you know the don't you know the Grimsly family practice?
I don't.
Do you open any of the bags?
Probably not. Like I think about it, but I'm like, teeth.
All right,
Someone already forgot about the secret identities.
the leader kind of turns to the other two and says, "All right, put the guns down, boys." And they lower their guns and they say, "Look, we ain't gonna. You two are welcome." And he points to Alvin and Truman and he says, "But you two, it's too risky. We've had too much bad blood with goblins. You look a little suspicious, and
Yeah.
we ain't gonna shoot you, but we'd rather you don't stick around."
Let me guess. You don't serve our kind here?
Well, normally we do. Ain't had a problem with goblins up until the last couple of weeks when they started coming in every night and causing a ruckus.
How long ago was this?
It wasn't too long after that fire that burned half the town down. There was some sort of botched bank robbery, started a fire, burned half the town down. Next couple of nights, goblins started coming in.
You guys own a shop here. You should. You probably heard about the fire, right?
We have never heard anything about the fire, and I make like big
We
eyes towards
recently got
Gowpen.
this deed.
Yep. Yeah, we just got this.
That's why we came here to see our shop.
Oh.
What
she
shop
has,
you boys talking
Like
about?
wanted? And
The general store.
Yep.
General store's been shut down since then. Ain't nobody been in or out of there.
Well, we're here to let people in and out of there.
Y'all got the deed?
Yep.
I look at Pete. Yes, we do.
Yep. Oh.
Can I see it?
Pete, show it to him.
Then I pull it out and pull it out from my bag and unfurl it.
One of the guys that was pointing a gun at you kind of walks down. He doesn't have his gun up, but he walks down carefully and he just snatches it out of your hand real quick and takes a couple steps back, looks it over, and he says, "So, which one of y'all is Trapper Gaines?"
That would be me. I raise my hand with 3 fingers. Lost these in a trap, but I gained something.
Go ahead and roll with advantage. And actually, I'm gonna say this counts as focusing too. So you succeed on a 4, 5, or 6.
Well, the streak continues. The closest thing I got was a 3.
it would have worked, except that there's a big Truman like embroidered on your coat.
A 3. A 3 F T.
One of the people from the crowd behind, the guy you're talking to, kind of nods his head and he's like, "Yeah, the story checks out." But somebody speaks up from behind and says, "Oh, I met Trapper Gaines once. He weren't no dwarf."
I'm no dwarf. You okay? Yep.
Haven't you ever heard of them false names where you used to, like, when you were an author or something?
A pseudonym.
A pseudonym.
Yeah, this is our.
I am their
He uses-
chronicler.
The Trapper Gaines is. We don't even know who's the Trapper Gaines you're talking about, because Trapper Gaines is a name he made up for his
Trapper business.
mercantile
It's true.
business,
Mm-hmm.
so that his real name would not be.
So now Trapper Gaines
Connected.
is an LLC.
Yep. Classic
Yes.
Trapper Gaines.
There is a TM right after Gaines.
Go ahead and roll it. Yeah.
Come on, do better than me. Yeah, you did.
That is 2 successes.
Hey.
The person that recognized Trapper kind of nods like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." And the only one who still seems to be suspicious is the boss that seems to be in charge. But he's not going to push it any further right now. So he gestures for them to give the deed back to Pete, and they hand it back over. And he's like, "All right, well, half-elf dwarf, y'all want some fun? We're all in the tavern here. Goblins, we won't be causing you any trouble, but they won't take too kindly to you in here. At least until these desperados settle down."
So if we
Maybe-
solve the thing with the desperados, then we can come in and frequent your fine establishment. Fine being a stretch of what I really want to say.
You get these desperados out of here, and I'll buy you drinks myself.
Sounds like a plan.
Could we just get the drinks in cash?
Drinks.
Unfortunately, a lot of our money got stolen when the bank robbery. Some more of it burned down. We're a little low on funds at the moment.
Oh,
That sounds like a mighty shame. Well, time to drink.
Yep, and he turns and walks inside. Everybody else kind of does too.
So Gowpen will turn to Pete and say, "So, it looks like we have ourselves a little something we got to take care of first."
Yep.
I'm gonna just like be walking up the steps. I'm gonna turn around and just start doing like those baseball hand signs too. Pete,
What are you saying with the baseball hand signs?
I'm literally just signing, and I don't think it's supposed to mean anything. I'm just hoping you understand what I mean.
Really? You want me to do that? Okay.
So just nod, tip my hat, and just walk into the establishment.
Man, you guys have your own like secret hand signal signs? That is
Nope.
your Oh, well what was he
Oh, that was his own hand signal signs.
Oh, but you don't. Oh, okay. Got it.
No, you're
Nate,
stepping in what
yeah.
I'm smelling.
only people of the River
Gotcha.
family know those hand signals.
Truman and Alvin, you're going inside.
Yeah.
I'm going inside.
Pete and Gowpen, what are you doing?
I think we should go find some desperados.
Yeah.
That is not what I meant.
Yeah, I guess we could either find some desperados or like go to the general store and just like check that out too.
Yeah, we can check the general store in the morning though. Let's
go. Let's find some desperados and we will see what we see, I suppose.
A quick look around town and outside of town shows you that there is a decently sized camp set up just north of town.
Does it look like a desperado camp?
It looks like it's probably a camp of goblin desperados. yeah.
Okay. Well, Pete,
Yes.
stories do not write themselves. So lead on, please.
Okay. All right. I just walk up to the goblin camp.
Yeah, so you're just approaching the goblin camp.
Yep.
And as you approach, some of the goblins see you approaching, and they kind of mount up. They got a couple of burros, maybe like 2 horses, and they start heading your way. And you can see there's one goblin that stands more prominently than all the rest. He's got a big, wide sombrero on, and he's riding a unicorn. Just this beautiful white unicorn, a sparkly horn. He's got a big poncho on, the big sombrero, and he's leading the group. And they pull up, 20 yards from you or so. And the leader speaks out and says, "Who are you and what are you doing here?"
Well, I just want to say, big fan of your work. I like your hat.
You do have quite a lovely hat, sir.
Well, thank you.
Also-
Can't get to be a good goblin desperado without a nice hat. And he gestures around, and you see everybody out. They all seem to be wearing some form of hat: sombreros, top hats, cowboy hats.
Where can I get a hat like that?
Well, if you're looking for work, just join up with us, and we'll get you a hat.
What you up to?
Always about to come in and vandalize, loot, break, steal. The usual.
What's left to steal? That place seemed pretty picked dry.
Well, yeah, not too much left there, but some scraps. But yeah, just following orders.
Orders? Who gave you orders?
Gowpen is furiously writing all of this down.
Well, it was the orders came from. He kind of looks around. I'm not sure I should really tell you who the orders came from, but unless you joined up with us, then I could tell you.
We join.
Yeah.
We'll be part of it. Is there like a initiation or some kind of like
Is there a signing
entrance fee, signing bonus?
He looks around and he's like, what do we got for that signing bonus? And somebody passes him up a bag, and he takes the bag, he opens it up and looks in it. You interested in a bag of teeth?
Ooh. Sold. Where do I sign?
All right, just here, Hambone, bring up the contracts.
Ambo.
And a familiar face, to Pete at least, Hambone walks up holding some papers. He's a goblin. He's kind of jittery and shaky, drumming on everything he can get his hands on. And he comes up and he says, oh, hey, Pete. Pete Grimsly from the Saltpeter Boys. It's me, Hambone, from the Saltpeter Boys.
Hello, Ambo. What are you doing up here?
Oh, just Looking for work after that bank job went wrong. Tipped you guys off a little bit, and now I joined up with these folks for a while. They seem to, strengthen numbers and all that.
Makes sense to me.
Who's this fella?
I'm Gowpen, and the Salt Bank. He gives Pete a very side eye look, and Pete, can I sidebar with you real quick?
Sure.
Be straight with me. Goblin to goblin.
Goblin to goblin.
Goblin to goblin.
Goblin to goblin.
It's a pact. Okay.
It's a pact.
Yep.
Blood pact?
No,
I started pulling out a dagger ready to...
No blood pact. No blood.
Oh, okay.
Just a word.
It's a tooth pack.
It's a
Tooth pact. Oh,
you yank out one of your teeth.
You yank out one of your teeth, you yank out one of his teeth, you stick your tooth in his.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the way dentists make deals.
There you go, yeah. This
Oh,
the
my
secret
dentist did.
society of dentistry. Goblin to goblin.
yes.
Did you guys rob a bank?
We may or may not have robbed a bank.
Did you guys try to rob a bank?
Yes.
Hambone overhears. And Hambone butts in and says, "Oh no, they didn't rob no bank. They were the lookouts."
Oh, the lookouts. Well, that's different then.
Is it?
Well, I mean, you didn't actually do the bank robbing,
Oh,
right?
true.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we didn't do that.
exactly. So, for the sake of the story, it's
Yeah.
different. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I knew where I was and the group that I was getting into, because I may want to finish this story sooner than later. If
It's a fun time with us.
it is,
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Hambone unrolls it just two ridiculously long, 12-foot long contracts. He's like, "Okay, well, here you go. Just sign at the bottom."
Gowpen signs it. Trapper gains.
Okay.
Pete just draws a picture of a tooth.
Okay. It's like, usual signature from you, Pete. Great.
Yep.
He looked at the other one. Huh, Trapper Gaines. That's funny. I used to know a guy named Trapper Gaines.
It's a very common name around these parts. Believe it or not.
Okay. And he rolls him back up. And he's like, "Well, here you go, boss. We got 2 new recruits here.
So, where's my hat?
Hat boy, bring out the hats." And a goblin walks out. You see hats start to move along the crowd, just a pile of hats. And a goblin comes out wearing easily 10, 15 hats, just stacked one on top of the other. And he's like, "So, what's your fancy? You like them top hats? You like them cowboy hats? Them bowler hats? Them sombreros?"
You wouldn't happen to have any driving caps, would you?
He kind of flips his fingers around like he's rummaging through files, and he yanks one out. Somehow the others they wobble, but the ones above don't fall over.
The whole tablecloth with
Yeah,
the plate.
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
he just quick yanks it out, and he hands you a driving cap.
Oh, perfect. I've always wanted one of these. And Gowpen puts it on, and it's glorious and beautiful.
Got anything that's like the brim of a sombrero, but like the style of a bowler hat, but in brown?
He rummages around up there. He's like, "That's gonna be a hard order to fill."
I'll just have his hat instead. And I point at the Desperado.
Oh, you point at the boss?
Yeah.
The boss says, "Oh no, this hat is only for the goblin boss, and nobody can have this hat but me."
Oh.
Well, let's say, just hypothetically speaking, that you were not the goblin boss. Could Pete have it then? Assuming if he was the goblin boss?
And I were the goblin boss. He looks around and kind of chuckles, and some other people start chuckling. And he's like, that'd never happen. Ain't no goblin strong enough could take me down.
I'd like to look at the contract that we signed with the Tooth and look for anything of promotion, like qualifications for promotion within the ranks.
It says that the goblin boss is typically the strongest goblin, the strongest, most powerful goblin, but really it's just decided by mass. So whoever the goblins choose to be whoever the goblins generally accept as their leader, whether through loyalty or fear, is the goblin boss. You would both be familiar with that in goblin society. It's very commonplace for people to depose leaders. At that moment, you see a large red dragon fly through the sky. Coming from the south side of the road, flying north of town, and coming over you. And make a check to see. It's definitely carrying something. Go ahead and roll to see if you can tell what it's carrying.
That's definitely 2 failures for Gowpen.
Yep, that's highest was a 4. That's a failure.
You can tell it's carrying something big, but you're not sure what.
I think for how distracted is the goblin boss by this thing?
Every single goblin looks up, but I'm going to use that to transition
Okay.
to Alvin and Truman, because at that moment, as you guys are in the tavern, what have you guys been doing as you've been
Well,
in
I
the tavern?
think Truman's eating himself one of them there cookies. Them good old tavern cookies.
Tavern cookies are the
Yeah, they
best.
hand them out to anyone that's not a goblin.
And I'm doing my usual.
All right, so you're drinking some tea now.
Yeah, but I got him a drink and a cookie.
As you guys are enjoying some food and some drink, an old coot busts in the door, and he's got a big floppy hat. He's an elderly man, human, got a long beard all the way down to the floor, basically. And he bursts in the door and says, "There's a dragon! There's a dragon flying over the town!"
What's he dragging?
Can't tell. Maybe a horse, maybe a cow. Everybody in the tavern just kind of looks at him and goes back to what they were doing. They kind of ignore what he has to say.
I look to the barkeep, and I'm just like, is this normal?
He's just the old coot. He
So
says
you-
all sorts of stuff.
So you don't believe there's a dragon out there?
Well, how'd there be a dragon around here?
I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna go check.
I'm going to stay here and finish my cookie.
Yeah, you finish your cookie. I'm gonna go look for a dragon.
As you're walking out the door, you hear the barkeeper mutter, "Dragons don't come this far east anymore. There haven't been elves around here." And you walk out and you see a large red dragon. Go ahead and roll to see if you can tell what it's carrying.
That's a success.
You can tell it's carrying a cow. It's a large red dragon carrying a cow, is just flying over the town.
I'm just like Alvin casually just walks out the door, not expecting to see a dragon, and he looks up, sees the dragon carrying the cow out of town, and he goes, calmly walks back in.
As you turn around to go back in, the old coot has stepped outside on the porch with you. And see? Ain't nobody ever listened to an old coot.
I listen to an old coot.
That's good on you, young feller. Name's Ebenezer Handkerchief. How you doing?
I pull out a handkerchief and shake his hand.
Yeah, he vigorously shakes it and then tries to keep your handkerchief.
I let him keep the handkerchief.
He sticks it in a pocket that is already full of handkerchiefs.
I figured.
So what are you doing around these parts?
Well, we just got ourselves a store, and we just came out to check it out.
Ooh, what store y'all got?
The general store.
I think I heard something moving around in that there general store. Could have been an abominable snowman, could have been a ghost, could have been that dragon we just saw. But there's definitely somebody's been living in the basement of that there general store.
Well, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we cross that bridge.
Yep.
Well, I should probably go tell the rest of the town that one of their cows has got drug out by a dragon.
Okay, I'll come with you.
Okay.
You have a new best friend now.
He just follows you in.
He better pay his dues if he's going to join the Saltpeter Boys.
This guy's probably gonna die.
Let's get back to Gowpen and Pete. Every goblin has looked up to see the dragon just flying past.
I want Gowpen, I want to try and snatch the hat from off of the goblin boss's head and give it to Pete.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll.
Right there. Hey, one success.
You snatch the hat off and toss it to Pete.
Ooh, thanks.
And the boss whips around and pulls out pistols and points them at you. And he says, "You done messed up, boy."
I don't know who you are because right now the goblin boss has the hat, and so you're just some other lowly guy that we're not going to
In this gang of desperados, we always let might make right. And these boys, they know I'm tougher than any of them. Ain't that right, boys? And all the goblins nod. Well, yeah, they're nodding, and they start to draw out weapons.
I'm looking for Hambone's reaction to all this.
Hambone has just stepped deftly out of the way of everything.
So might makes right. Then Gowpen's gonna take 2 steps back, kind of look at the distance between the two of them, take one more step back, and pull out a scroll from his pack and start reading it off. It's the
as you reach for the paper, everybody points their guns at you and they're like, hey, don't you draw any weapons out.
Oh, it's just a piece of paper. Just somebody else can pull it out if they want to. It's just gonna be filled with gibberish and garbage and stuff. So
Gibberish paper?
yeah.
Why would we want gibberish paper? It ain't no threat. And they all kind of lower their weapons.
Pulls it out and he shows everybody. It's gibberish paper because it's a spell that only I can read as a spell
gibberish,
reader.
all right.
Yeah,
I ain't seen nothing like that before.
On this piece of gibberish paper, it says, and he'll read it off, and it's the scroll of greater summoning. He's going to try and summon a rhino, and right above the old Desperado boss, so that it like drops down on top of him.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Yep, 1 success.
Nice. So, as everybody's watching you read this paper and listening confusedly, a full-sized rhinoceros appears in the air several feet above the goblin boss.
Is that the sound
And
rhinos
just,
make?
The rhino also is surprised.
just falls, crushing the boss, crushing the unicorn. They don't even know what hit them.
Point of order. Does the rhino exist somewhere in the world and got summoned to this spot, or is it a magical rhino that came out of nothing?
You know, that could be a future plot point if you could start getting hunted down by the person whose animals you stole.
Ooh.
This
A
just
side
proves
quest.
the more horns you have, the stronger you are.
The goblins kind of erupt in surprise.
Gowpen will quickly like climb up on top of the rhino and say, "If might makes right, then Pete is the new chief of the goblins."
And I tip the not fedora, the
Sombrero.
the sombrero, and be like, "Howdy, y'all. I'm all your boss now."
Go ahead and make a roll to persuade them.
Do I get any kind of advantage because of
Yeah, I'll give
the
you
rhino?
advantage. I'll give you advantage, sure.
Does Pete have the roll too?
No, just Gowpen.
2 successes.
All right. About half the goblins come over, like they were all standing on one side, and about half of them come over to stand behind Pete and Gowpen now. Another goblin steps forward. This one with a very tall top hat. It's a good 3-4 feet tall, about as tall as him. And he says, "So what? Just because you think you took out the boss, you think you're the toughest goblin around here? That ain't right. They call me Knuckles because I got knuckles and I punch people with them. And I'm the toughest goblin, and these ones here all know it."
Well, I challenge you to a fight with my rhino. I mean, with Pete's rhino. Then,
Well, if I'm gonna be fighting a rhino, it seems only fair I should get an animal of my own.
fine. I'll take out another. I have a scroll of lesser summoning. And can I summon a baby rhino with the scroll of lesser summoning?
You can roll it.
Why not like a turtle? Why a rhino?
Why not?
Well, I failed. It doesn't matter. I failed.
Why not like a
You
termite?
try to summon a baby rhino. What actually comes out is a badger. And the goblin kind of looks down at it and he's like, "Well, badgers are pretty tough, I suppose, but how am I supposed to ride that?"
Oh, it's one of those situations where it's just like in between your legs and you just kind of walk with it.
Okay.
I love how you're dictating how he's supposed to fight.
Goblins are generally not very assertive. They like to be told what to do. So he kind of goes and he's like, "All right, boys, give me that badger." And several goblins go up and it scratches at him, but they manage to get a hold of it and bring it back to him. And he grabs the badger and he holds it between his legs like he's riding a stick horse. And he's like, "All right, ready when you are."
Oh, Pete, you'll have to. I mean, technically, it's you who's fighting, so
Oh, true.
I will hop off the rhino and.
All right, and I will jump onto the stomach of the rhino.
Under the stomach of the rhino?
Yep.
You're getting on underneath.
Yep.
Okay?
And
Go, Pete!
charge!
The rhino doesn't move.
I poke him in the belly to be like, hey, can you go? Can you go? Stomp on.
You manage to hit a ticklish spot. and he kind of and charges forward. And Knuckles, astride his badger, charges forward. Fist collides with rhinoceros horn. And the rhino just smashes him down. And Knuckles is out. He is incapacitated.
I will go over to Knuckles and take off my driving cat and put his very tall hat on my head.
About half the remaining goblins come over to your side, so you've now got 3/4 of them convinced. And finally, one goblin steps forward, wearing a nice, like, 3-piece suit. In the goblin fashion, of course.
Wait, is this like Pete's 3-piece suit from earlier, or is this like an actual 3-piece suit?
No, it's like Pete's.
Okay.
And he steps forward and he says, "I know what's going on. You got magic in them there scrolls, don't you?"
I mean, All I know is when I read these things happen. So is that magic?
Well, look,
Maybe.
I'll show you all that I'm the best magician of us all. I'm the best goblin magician there's ever been. And everybody will know the name of Sparkles Twinkleheart.
Is that actually your name?
Tell you what, if you lads are agreed, and he turns around to the remaining goblins behind him, we'll have a magic showdown. You go with whoever's the best magician. Sound good?
I mean, sure.
The goblins on your side are already convinced. They're with you.
It's in the bag.
Yeah. I mean, Pete, quick sidebar on the rhino. I'll hop up and kind of huddle together.
You hop up there, but I'm still in the stomach.
Oh, right. And climb back down the stomach. So, say we lose this. We just attack them, right? Because we've got most of them. You just say, go attack. Yes? No? Do you want me to actually try and win this?
Yeah, I think I got this.
Oh, perfect. Good. Awesome. Let me know if you need help.
All right, we'll do.
Sparkles Twinkleheart steps forward and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, watch in amazement as I demonstrate the magic chain." And he pulls 2 rings out and he waves them around, showing they're disconnected. And he quickly thrusts them together, one chain, one circle going inside the other. And the goblins are like, ooh, ah. They're impressed. And he takes another ring out, and he thrusts that on. And he takes another out and thrusts that on. And after he's got about 5 or 6 of them on there, he stretches it out and says, "What once were rings are now the magic chain." And the goblins cheer and applaud. And there's a general sense going around the crowd of, man, it's going to be hard to beat that.
While he's holding up the chain, I'm just going to reach into my bag of teeth, just like take out 3 of them and just throw them all into firebolts, like going through each of the 3 chain rings as targets.
Go ahead and roll it.
Roll for each?
Just roll once.
Once? Okay.
See if you make your intended shot or not.
That's a success.
Yeah. They go through the rings, and one kind of hits him in the head and
Knocks his hat off.
Yeah, knocks his hat off. And the crowd looks around and they're like, okay, that was okay. A little bit of fire. That seems like a trick anybody could do.
With teeth?
They kind of look around and like, it was all right. It wasn't any cooler than bullets.
Pete, with your permission,
Yep.
I would like to show a similar chain that you taught me how to do, if that's...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Here's some teeth.
Thank you. It takes the teeth and just kind of holds them in his hand while he's trying to get out of another scroll. He says, "This is what you can learn if you are part of the great Pete's..."
This is why they call me the Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth
Where
Fairy.
the magic happens.
Yes. When you're part of his troop of desperados. And I will read off Fire Chain, the scroll of Fire Chain.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
It's all fails. All three.
So
fails.
what happens is you can summon the magic, and the magic comes out. It just doesn't go where you intend it to go.
Okay.
But the magic flaming chains erupt from the ground, shooting up into the sky, flailing around like octopus arms, smacking a couple of goblins, including Twinkle Sparkleheart. He just gets smacked to the ground. Poor guy. He gets knocked to the ground flat, and everybody recognizes the magic power of the flaming chains as they whirl around until they dissipate. And the remaining goblins come over to your sign.
Like I thought, a real magician has a real name, not Twinkle Sparkles Hearts.
Hambone comes over and says, Pete Grimsly from the Saltpeter Boys.
Yes.
It's me, Hambone.
Yes.
So anyway, now that y'all are now that you're the boss of these here goblin desperados, thought you ought to know, we got hired out by the Rivers Railroad Company to come just wreak some havoc on this here town. We've been doing it for a while, but the boys are getting bored, so I think they'd be up for some new adventure if you got an idea.
I think I got an idea. That dragon seemed a little fun. What do you guys think? Dragon meat's on the menu, boys.
Dragon seemed fun.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in the morning.
Okay. Alvin and Truman,
Great place to transition.
you are back at the tavern. The old coot just is basically following you around wherever you go, interjecting himself into conversation. And he has increasingly wild stories about all sorts of things that have been happening. The fish are coming to life in the river. There's not even a river anywhere around. He's talking about were-gophers. I'm talking about were-gophers taking over.
There, gopher.
Are you guys trying to do anything else in the tavern?
Well, I was going to warn them all about the dragon that just took their cow. So I was going to go up to the barkeep, just all casually, just be like, so yeah, the old coup was right. The dragon just took one of your cows.
Those even stop clocks right once a day.
Yep.
Twice a day, I guess. And then he stops to think about it. He's like, how many times was that?
So how was your cookie, Truman?
Real good, real good. So just wondering, have you guys met a Rebecca anywhere here?
Oh, haven't had her yet. She's supposed to be in town here in the next couple of days.
I've heard some things. I don't think that you want her to perform here. Just saying.
We have so little. Everybody in town's been looking forward to this.
She's just not that great.
I think she's pretty great.
Okay, Alvin.
We've heard nothing but glowing reviews.
Let me be the first.
She comes all the way from Rattlestead.
She sings pretty well.
There you have it.
This is stupid.
He just wants her to himself.
No.
He just wants all the musics to himself.
Trust me when I say that all she will do is break your heart.
You got some history with her there, boy?
Oh man, do I have history?
An old ex.
No, I am not romantic with her at
Married,
all.
took half the kids, half the money, half his left hand.
You know, that'd be a pretty good song. Somebody ought to get on that.
You're right.
I
pull out a piece of paper to start scribbling it down.
At this point, you realize that the old coot has disappeared and somehow bursts back into the building from outside and says, the goblins are coming. At this, the people react a little bit more because they know the goblins are an actual threat.
Whoa. A clock strikes right only once. Let me go check again.
A few other people come out with you.
I stay in the.
And you can see that there is
I pull you with me.
There is a band of goblin desperados heading towards town.
Clock strikes twice today, huh?
As they get closer, you can see that they are being led by a figure riding underneath a rhinoceros.
Riding underneath.
Wait, underneath?
Underneath.
Wow.
Getting kicked in the head constantly.
And Alvin, as they get even closer, you recognize Peet, Gowpen, and Hambo.
Before like that, I was just gonna ask them: rhinoceros is a native around here?
What's a rhinoceros?
Good.
What's that
point.
big thing with big horns?
That's a rhinoceros. Huh. Well, I guess they're not native then. Truman, how did they get... Pearson, how did they get rhinoceros?
People around you are all gathering up their guns, getting ready to fight.
Whoa.
Why must we always resort to fighting?
We are pacified. And
the pen is mightier than the sword.
it's true.
And thus, words are mightier than the bullet.
The boss that was pointing the gun at you before gestures to Alvin and says, "You got a gun on each hip," and he gestures at Truman and says, "There is a battle axe on your back."
Yeah, but it's bigger than me. Do you think I can really wield this thing?
These guns are just for show. You know how dangerous it is out there?
Yeah, you ever seen those toy ones where if you shoot it, it comes out with a flag that says "bang"?
We got to protect our livelihood.
Let me talk to these desperados. I'm going to go talk to the
Well, make it
desperados. I'll go down the steps.
Okay.
And then I assume I see... Is Gowpen...
Yeah, you all see each other.
Is he below the stomach also, or was he on top?
Oh,
of the
no,
rhino?
I'm definitely on top. Yeah, I'm back on top.
So Gowpen's on top. As you approach each other, the rhino suddenly disappears, having Gowpen and Pete both fall to the ground.
Help! My unicorn!
So, you guys want to explain what's going on and how you got one of them rhinoceroses?
Well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm going to. I summoned it out of thin air. It did not come from anywhere, and then it disappeared back into thin air. Also my doing. You can't argue that. That was me. That was all me. And believe it or not, we are now leaders of this fine group of desperados.
Yep, I wear the hat on this relationship
So you
now.
lead the desperados, and you led them into the town they've been looting.
Oh, they're not going to loot anything.
Alvin Rivers, is that you? It's me, Hambone from the Saltpeter Boys. Truman, Three Fingers Truman. It's me, Hambone.
Oh,
from the Saltpeter
sorry.
Boys.
This is my name's Preston, and this is Preston. I'm
a
Preston.
Oh, you guys using them fake names again?
Uh,
I get that. Yep. Just call me Beefbone.
Done.
Gowpen gets a very suspicious look on his face. And Preston and Preston.
No, I'm Preston. He's Preston.
Preston. Okay. Quick sidebar, please. And he walks away a little ways.
There's a bar over here.
I thought there was only one tavern
There's
here.
bars everywhere. What the?
This chronicler
Well,
is not that
that's why
smart.
it's called a sidebar. 'Cause It's
Yeah,
on the side.
it's off the side.
Why don't more towns have that?
Okay, we got to make this
The
quick, y'all.
crowd on the porch still has all their guns aimed at the goblins. The goblins have stopped. Like, you guys are right
Okay,
in the
what
middle
do you need?
of a horde
What
of
we talking-
goblins
what we talking
and a
about?
crowd of angry people with
What are we
guns.
talking about?
I know you guys were the lookouts for the bank robbery. And I look at Pete and say, I came to it through...
Hambone.
He gives
Ham
he gives
bone.
away, he gives away
Beef
information like it's grown on trees, but yet I ask him for a simple loan just to get me by, and he can't even give me that. He's not a giver of gifts, all right?
I think we have a little more pressing matter to take care of real quick, and it's about these desperados and these townspeople about to kill each other.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know I'm still with you guys.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you know if your desperados still have any of the things that they looted?
Hey, boys.
Yes. They very clearly do, including many of the hats they're wearing.
They should probably give that back.
You can have all the teeth that erupts from the fighting of them doing that. You can have one of my teeth.
Ooh, now we're talking. You can't take that one back.
No, once you take it out, it's gone. It
That's
does
how
not grow
pulling
back.
teeth work.
I am not a goblin. They don't grow in rows.
Goblins are like sharks.
Yes.
P, I can see you're on
I'm
the
learning
fence
so much about goblins.
I can see you're on the fence about whether to do this, and pulls out a bag of teeth and just tosses it towards you.
Where do you want my goblins to go?
Return the things that they took,
Return the things they took,
or at least give them to the people on the port.
and then get them out of town.
They don't have to leave. They just have to go out of town.
Just go out of town, and then you tell them somewhere else to go. Keep them on speed dial. I don't know what that means. It just came to my head. Does that sound cool?
It's the sundial.
Did that sound cool?
That did sound cool.
All
That's-
right.
I think.
That's another trademark.
I'm gonna
Trapper
write that
Gaines
down.
and speed dial.
Speed dial.
Hey, Pete Grimsly from the Goblin Desperados. It's me, Hambone from the Goblin Desperados.
I thought your
Everybody's
name-
good. The boys are getting a little bit antsy. What you want them to do?
Beef bone.
Oh, that's right. It's me, Beefbone from the Goblin Desperados.
Yeah. So, how much of this stuff is all like? How many hats are from these people, these folks back here?
He looks around. Probably most of them.
Well, I know we do like our hats. We should probably give them back because me and these guys, they don't got much else. And I think I know town there's bigger, better stuff to get.
All right. And he turns back to the goblins. All right, boys. Take it off. Take off everything you stole. And hats go flying, jackets, a few pairs of pants. And Hambone shepherds the goblins out of town back to their campsite. They drop other things too, trinkets, some food.
Does that work?
Yep. I'll just confidently walk back towards the angry townspeople.
The leader lowers his gun and he says, well, looks like drinks are on me. Everybody come on in.
Or advance cash.
And everybody's happy. They grab their stuff, and you come into the tavern for a bit of a party. And that's where we're going to call it a night.
Nice.
So thank you for listening. I'm your GM, Seth, and going around the table, we've got...
Nathan playing Pete Grimsly.
Tim playing Gowpen.
Yeah, I'm the other Seth. Playing Three Finger Truman.
And I'm Kyle playing Alvin Rivers or Preston.
Thank you for listening, and have a good one.
Guaranteed Adventures is brought to you by Seth Guthrie as our GM, Nathan Kuipers, Kyle Bateman, Tim Gallegos, and myself, Seth Kleinwort. Our theme song was created by Rob Benson, and our Rattlestead theme is Country Vibes by Caffeine Creek Band. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GU AdventurePod. Our website is guadventurepod.com. Please feel free to give us a rating on your podcast platform of choice and share it with your friends.
Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the episode. Here's a preview of our next episode coming out next week.
And then I look at Gowpen and I'm just like, I think we need to tell you some stuff. But you probably already figured some stuff out.
I am figuring things out as we're going along, but clarification on what I know would probably be, beneficial for us as a group together.
Hambone leaves to go join the other goblins.
Hambone, we'll see you later.
Hambone, teach him drink smash.
Adios.
Okay, Alvin, fill me in, please.
Have you heard of the Saltpeter Boys?